about the characteristics. Characteristics. Okay. Characteristics of what shows that what are the criteria that show a good tax system. Okay. You know that tax system is part of it's overall fiscal policy of a country because that is where it gets all its revenue to run most of the, in fact, almost all. Okay. So because it is a part, tax is part of the overall fiscal policy of a country. Therefore, tax is therefore a complete system which is made up of tax policy, tax law, and tax administration of a country. So the following policies or the system, the yardstick condition that will measure a good tax system involves, or that you to measure a good tax system involves or includes: one, you have equity. Every equity, that's number one. Now, equity, every taxpayer in a country should be treated fairly and equally in all matters pertaining to tax in this regard. Equity can either be one, that's equity, can either be, let's say, A, horizontal equity. Horizontal equity, under this equity, people having same income are to be treated in the same way in respect of tax matters. B, that's under equity. B, vertical, we are supposed to call, we have horizontal, we have treated it. Then, which means you treat them the same thing. Horizontal, one line, straight line, across, horizontal, like this. Okay, they treated the same thing. Okay, now vertical equity involves that under the vertical equity, people with different level of income are to be treated differently in all matters relating to tax. So that is it. Then two, you've treated equity, that's number one. Those are criteria, one of the criteria. Then two, there must be certainty. Certainty. Okay, certainty means there should be some element of certainty in a good tax regime or tax system. Okay, in this regard, taxpayers should not be placed in a double or to amount to pay as tax and when it should not be paid. Should not be double taxed. That's what you're talking about. Then three, you have convenience. The system should be designed in a manner that it will be convenient to both taxpayers and tax administrators. There's nothing of exchanging blows during pay until when I will not pay this because there's nothing like this and the taxpayer is trying to outsmart, then the taxpayer is trying to outsmart. No, there should be what you call convenience. Don't force it down the throat of the taxpayers. Okay? There's no activity, say pay. You must pay. No. That's why a good company should have a good accountant to be able to argue logically. Okay? Now that's the convenience. The system is designed in such a manner that it will be convenient to both taxpayers and tax administrators. Okay? Tax payment should be demanded when the tax is in a better position to pay. Okay? That's why you have a representative. Okay? Now, four, there should cost of collection. Cost of collection. The cost of collection of any tax should be kept at the barest minimum so that the benefits that may accrue to the society from it will not be wiped away. Then five, there shall be neutrality. Okay? A good tax is a tax which does not have effect on consumption and production decision of the payers. That is, it does it earlier than consumption and production decision. Okay? There should be neutrality. Okay? Now the last one, or let me just the sixth one, tax administrative efficiency. A good tax system should be simple and easy to administer and understand by both tax officers and taxpayers. There should be no conflict. Both of you should understand. Remember, you are taking money from somebody. And of course, remember, you need to pay to help your government to run its expenses, or expenditure rather. Okay? So, both of you, there should be a kind of efficiency, effectiveness, no wastage. Okay? That's how it should be. So, we just talk about the good system, criteria to say this is a good tax system of a country. Thank you.